Friends, today I want to talk to you about an event that literally in just about 10 hours will gather the whole world in front of screens, the Nobel Peace Prize ceremony in Oslo and in Stockholm. And you know what struck me the most? The way the Scandinavian royal families show us completely different approaches to participating in this extremely prestigious event. In Stockholm, the Swedish royal family, led by 80-year-old King Carl Gustaf, his wife Silvia, and Crown Princess Victoria, is attending the ceremonies for the prizes in physics, chemistry, medicine, and literature in full force. But in Oslo, where the Peace Prize laureate Maria Corina Machado will be honored, the situation is developing in a completely different way, and it is genuinely intriguing. Let us start at the very beginning of the day. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the entire Norwegian royal family will gather at the Oslo City Hall. King Harald and Queen Sonja, Crown Prince Haakon with his wife Mette-Marit, and most importantly, Princess Ingrid Alexandra, who will be attending the Nobel Prize ceremony for the very first time in her life. For the 21-year-old heir to the throne, this event carries enormous significance, especially since she has just returned from Australia. By the way, her return home for the holidays was eagerly awaited not only by her parents, but by the whole country, because the young princess has an amazing ability to create a positive resonance around the monarchy. But what happens next is a real mystery for royal observers. At 7:30 in the evening, the grand banquet in honor of the laureate will begin at the Grand Hotel in Oslo, and only one person from the entire royal family will be present, Crown Prince Haakon. Neither his wife Mette-Marit, nor his daughter Ingrid Alexandra, nor, of course, the royal couple will appear at this prestigious event, according to the official court calendar. Last year, at least Haakon and Mette-Marit attended the banquet together, while the king and queen skipped it. The last time Harald and Sonja were present at the festive dinner was in the year 2023. There have been no official explanations for such a decision, but I want to share my thoughts. First, we cannot ignore the age of the royal couple. Harald and Sonja continue to perform their duties with dignity, but a reasonable distribution of energy is also a form of wisdom. As for Mette-Marit, there may be personal reasons related to her health, something she has openly spoken about before. But the absence of young Ingrid Alexandra raises more questions. Perhaps the royal court believes that her debut at the banquet requires a special moment, or maybe they simply want to conserve her energy for upcoming engagements. And now I want to move on to what is truly impressive, the packed schedule that has been prepared for Princess Ingrid these days. The royal household clearly decided to make the most of her Christmas holidays by creating a whole series of events that showcase a modern, active, and socially responsible monarchy. Just yesterday, Ingrid went on a marine expedition with her father. But the real marathon began today. In the morning, the princess visited the Norwegian Space Agency, and 2.5 hours later, she held an audience with Jannicke Mikkelsen. Ingrid's schedule will continue even after the Nobel Week. On the 16th of December, she will attend the traditional Christmas event in the Castle Chapel, together with her father and her younger brother, Prince Sverre Magnus, who, let me point out, rarely appears in public. And on the 19th of December, the entire family will gather for the annual royal dinner, which Harald and Sonja traditionally host for members of the government and high-ranking state officials. And now let me share an observation from Luxembourg, which interestingly echoes the Norwegian theme. On the 9th of December, Grand Duke Guillaume and Grand Duchess Stéphanie held their first reception at Berg Castle, the official residence of the Luxembourg monarchs. After Grand Duke Henry abdicated the throne in favor of his eldest son on the 3rd of October, 44-year-old Guillaume is experiencing all his first times as the reigning monarch. And what is remarkable is that he chose to continue the tradition begun by his parents in the year 2002 by hosting a Christmas reception for military and police personnel involved in peacekeeping missions around the world. Guillaume and Stéphanie had attended this event many times as heirs, but now they welcomed their guests as sovereigns, in front of a large Christmas tree decorated in red and gold, and in the presence of the Minister of Defense Yuriko Bakis. An interesting detail. Although Berg Castle is, by the Constitution, the official residence of the head of state, Guillaume and Stéphanie have not yet moved there from Fischbach Castle, where they have lived since the year 2020. They are building their own home on the grounds of Berg Castle, and the move is planned only for the second half of the year 2026. This shows how modern monarchs try to find a balance between honoring tradition and maintaining personal comfort, between public duties and private space. Returning to the Norwegian theme, I cannot help but admire how carefully Princess Ingrid's program has been planned. Each event carries multiple layers of meaning, from showcasing the country's scientific achievements to reinforcing national identity, from supporting humanitarian initiatives to demonstrating generational continuity. The presence of a young, educated, modern heiress at these events creates the image of a monarchy that not only exists, but actively participates in the life of the country and shares its values and concerns. And you know what I think is especially important in today's situation with the Nobel banquet? That the monarchy has the right to set priorities. Attending the prize-giving ceremony is an unquestionable duty, a sign of respect for the laureate and for the Nobel institution itself. But the banquet, prestigious as it may be, is still a less obligatory event. The decision to send only the crown prince may indicate that the royal family understands the need to conserve strength and energy for truly important responsibilities. After all, there is still an entire series of Christmas events ahead, each of which requires presence and attention.